What is up, everybody? It's James here from the Anvil. Hope you're all doing really well. I'm just here to report to you for the millionth time in the whole history of this channel, and I'm going to keep saying it and you're going to get damn well annoyed, but I'm only stating the facts. West Ham United Football Club is absolutely bloody massive. It has finished West Ham United 3, Chelsea 2 at the London Stadium. Was this game worth getting up at 5:30 in the morning for my time? Absolutely it was. I am absolutely buzzing. You know, well, not only have we stopped a bit of a rot where we've been on a winless run, but we've beaten the league leaders. And also, we are the first team this season to score more than one goal, and I repeat, more than one goal against Chelsea. And that, you know, we beat Liverpool 3-2. We beat Chelsea 3-2 at the London Stadium. You know, beating West Ham, it's not for everyone, I guess. So, Liverpool and Chelsea just couldn't hack it. You failed the West Ham test, I'm afraid. But I just absolutely love beating Chelsea. Love doing them over. Love doing Chelsea over. Massive rivals. I told you in my preview that we always have something very entertaining go on when we play them at home. And that's what exactly happened in this game. Really buzzing. Really happy with this. And, yeah, I think I'll just get right into it before I get a little bit too distracted. So, the word changes made to the West Ham team. Right changes, and it was brave of Moyes to finally do it. Fans have been getting on his back for not dropping players, for not playing well, but he did so for this game. Benrahma was dropped, Lanzini started. We said Lanzini needed to start against Chelsea, he did that. Diop started, which is the change that we wanted. There was a 3 at the back formation, which allowed us to attack a little bit more, because a 5 at the back leaves us with nothing further up the field. It was a lot like a 3-4-2-1 that we were playing. We had Johnson and Sofal playing like wing-back positions, with Rice and Souček as well. Lanzini, Bowen, Antonio up top, and us as well. So having Lanzini there, working with Bowen, I think that would have worked pretty well. Those two are pretty nicely together. Antonio had to make a big improvement because he's been poor in his last few games. So I wanted to see how Antonio would get on in this kind of game. And yeah, just really credit to David Moyes as well. He also dropped Pablo Fornals, which I think was also another brave move. Dropping Fornals, but it was one that also kind of, I guess, paid off in a way, because Fornals has needed a break. Really, he hasn't been the most consistent in his last few games, and dropping him was the right thing to do, I think. 2 unfair fouls were given away very early on in the game. Rice and Lanzini both fouled Chelsea players. It seemed a little bit harsh there. On the 6-minute mark, there was an applause for Arthur Labgino Hughes, the young little lad who his life was tragically ended by cruel means. And, you know, just thinking about that, what happened to him's ruined my week. Very saddening, very sick, but I really have to appreciate West Ham and a lot of other Premier League clubs for doing this applause on 6 minutes and for showing respect to a little man whose life was taken away far too soon in appalling circumstances. It was a sad but an important gesture on the 6-minute mark. I just want to touch on that. Back onto the game. Bowen got the ball, ran with it and fired wide as well. He was creating a chance there, but Chelsea got a lot more pressure about the game. They were more pressurising. Antonio put a cross into the box and Souček headed wide. West Ham just started to settle down a bit, become a little bit more threatening. And Craig Dawson was heading the ball from a corner. He struck it at Edward Mendy as well. Diop had a good game as well, working with Kurt Zouma. Everyone was talking about the partnership between Kurt Zouma and Issa Diop, and that would work. It has worked, a French connection. They look better together. And also Dawson had a pretty good game as well, so I can't discredit him. But good teamwork between Diop and Zouma. Both of them are communicating very well, partly because maybe they speak the same language. And there's that French connection, like I say. And although there was good teamwork from the back, and West Ham were trying to contain Chelsea. Chelsea did end up taking the lead. And it was Thiago Silva headed from a corner. It was a free, even though he looked like he was under pressure, it was a free header. Antonio was there and did nothing to stop it. A very avoidable goal. And Fabianski felt a bit aggravated by that. He had a right to, because his defence and his other players didn't help him to clear it away. So he was annoyed. Silva was the goal scorer, but then he became the goal denier because he cleared a Sofal effort off the line. This had a little bit the hallmarks of the Brighton game, in which Chelsea was allowed to attack way too much, were given a lot of space and possession. But just when things were starting to look Chelsea's way, a spanner got thrown into the works a little bit. Jarrod Bowen won the ball back off of Edward Mendy. Mendy fouled Bowen. Mendy was lucky not to get sent off there, really, but he ended up conceding a penalty. Manuel Lanzini stepped up to take it, and he scored, which was 1-1. It's his second goal in 3 games this season. And if anyone's more deserving of that, it's Lanzini. Really good. I've forgotten that he was actually a penalty taker in the past as well. He was a penalty taker in the 2016-17 season. He took a few then. He took it and scored. He is really back in form right now. We call him the Jewel. He's shining again. And getting that goal was important. It gave West Ham a bit more confidence. But as things were looking up, 2-1. Mason Mount with a thumping shot from a really accurate Hakim Ziyech cross. It's not like Declan Rice to make loose passes and overplay a ball, but he did in this case. And that allowed Ziyech to eventually get the ball, put in a really nice cross, and Mason Mount to fire it on the first time. People are going to say, oh yeah, Areola would have done better saving that. It was a stinger of a shot. No goalkeeper would have stopped that. I don't care if it were Areola or Fabianski or David Martin, Darren Randolph, whatever. None of them would have stopped that. But it was individual errors yet again. I thought those 2 goals were avoidable. I really did. To add insult to that, Ben Johnson went off. He was injured, and Masuaku came on. So that's now 2 left-backs we've lost. Cresswell and Johnson. Masuaku's now only real fit first-team left-back. Given how Masuaku played against Brighton, he didn't give me a lot of hope when he came on. I have to say that was my first initial reaction. Zuma and Havertz both came off worse than in a 50-50. Both were treated. Zuma looked like his hamstring was hurting. But overall, at half-time, it was 2-1 to Chelsea. A lot better than the Brighton game, but still, Chelsea had 7 shots on target by then, so that would indicate they were going through the West Ham defence a lot. And both those goals could have been prevented quite easily, but they weren't. Second half, I was starting to feel a little bit. Lukaku, West Ham's favourite worst nightmare, came on for Havertz. Havertz, obviously, like I say, was injured, so Lukaku came on to add a bit more of power up front. West Ham was caught offside 3 times in the opening few moments of that half, but at least trying to go forward. And eventually, West Ham did end up equalising with a lovely finish from Jarrod Bowen. He caught it lovely, backed the play up. Sofal assisted to him. He fired it through some heavy traffic past Mendy to score into the bottom left corner. Bowen now deserves an England call-up. I don't care what anyone says at all. Bowen deserves to be in the England squad, and if he's not, there's something wrong with Gareth Southgate. Seriously. Bowen, immense player. What a goal from him. It was 2-2. Unfortunately, when it seemed like in this game when there was a plus, a minus then happened. The minus was Zuma hurt his hamstring and he had to go off this time. So Fornals came on. The formation was changed a little bit. I'm not saying that these injuries worked to West Ham's benefit. Not at all. But that injury to Zuma did allow David Moyes to bring on another midfielder to start creating something from the middle a bit more and put more balls through. That's why Fornals, I think, came on. So it was a defensive player coming off for an attacking player, and it was the right call from him. Great chance as well for this. Antonio kept the ball and fought off Callum Hudson-Odoi. He fired it across the box. Bowen tried to get on the end of this. He absolutely darted and sprinted rapidly to get onto the end of that. But he just got it off target. Much, much better, much, much threatening. And I've got to be honest, more confidence started to build in us. We believed in ourselves a bit more. Benrahma then came on for Manuel Lanzini. Lanzini got applauded off, rightly so. He put in a shift. And then out of nowhere, well, I say this was out of nowhere, he actually probably did mean this, 3-2 to West Ham. Masuaku with a free goal. I think it was meant to be a cross, or I'm not sure if you saw Edward Mendy coming off of his line a bit and making some space. Masuaku, like, half shot, half crossed it, and Mendy punched it into his net. That's Masuaku's first goal in the Premier League, and the first time he's scored for West Ham since he scored in a 3-0 League Cup win over Bolton back in 2017. Cross that went in. Masuaku has been criticised before. He did badly against Brighton. He didn't really put a foot wrong in this game, and he scored a winning goal. So he deserves a lot of praise for that. And it finished 3-2 to West Ham. What I've got to say is we believed that we could win. We believed in ourselves, we believed that we could win, and we believe that we can beat anybody on the day. Lanzini, Diop, Zuma, Dawson, Bowen, Masuaku, Declan Rice, excellent. In fact, the whole team was really excellent, but those guys stood out to me at first. Masuaku was great when he came on. He really was. He made some good little runs, kept things going quite nicely. Jorginho failed the Declan Rice test and became Spaghetti Sam Clucas as well. Jorginho had a poor game. Lukaku was kept quiet. That was another thing. We kept Lukaku quiet. I don't really even remember him really getting mentioned by the commentators on DAZN a lot because Lukaku didn't do much apart from head one ball off target. This is a damaging for Chelsea, but really good for West Ham. 4 points clear of 5th place. Chelsea could end up losing top spot at this rate, which is worrying for them. But, you know, West Ham love doing that. We love raining on other teams' parades. And playing West Ham and winning, like I say, it's not for everybody. Man, everything about this game was perfect. Moyes got it spot on with his team lineup. He got it spot on with his changes. He wanted to attack Chelsea. Most teams would think, oh, let's just contain Chelsea and defend against them because they're known for scoring a lot of high-profile goals. But no, we managed to keep it nice and tidy and got that win. We got that win. And it ends a rot. We needed to win. Because I don't think 4 games without a win would have been acceptable. It would have started to put pressure on Moyes. This win is a massive relief as well. And let's see what other results later on in the day determine. Will Chelsea end up losing top spot because of us? Well, we've certainly been the reason why that might happen. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.